Russia-Ukraine war latest news. New Zelensky offensive could push Putin to the brink. A Kursk-based Russian friend tells me the newest war joke. Putin invokes Stalin. Comrade Stalin. Putin asks. German tanks are back in Kursk. I need your advice. Stalin's spirit thinks before answering. Follow my example. Get as much American military help as you can and send the Ukrainians to lead your army. In 1943, Red Army 1st Ukrainian Front troops rode American planes and tanks westward to Berlin through Kursk's battle-scarred plains. Under 50 miles from my friend, Ukrainian troops, some in German-supplied vehicles, are fighting Russians. The cruel irony of his wisecrack makes him laugh. He said, "There are thousands of refugees, they all come to the city administration for shelter, meal tickets. It's well organized. There are many local volunteers providing relief. Looters scare most evacuees. Gypsy gangs allegedly raid abandoned homes. Everyone awaits our great troops to restore order. Naturally, everything is a mess. Pretty normal otherwise." My friend's filthy Russian expression, "Polny pizdets, no normalno," sums up Ukraine's incursion as well. Kremlin-controlled media have not concealed the reality that Ukraine has invaded Russia for the first time since 1941, captured 28 settlements, and evacuated 180,000 people. Kommersant, Russia's Financial Times, covered the incursion on its front page, criticizing the local officials and army personnel. "I believe there are no Zhukovs or Rokossovskis in the defense ministry today, only wild corruption," an old guy tells Kommersant. "They imprison generals every day, and regular people wonder, what were you thinking, going to war with individuals like them in charge? We don't get any information from television and the local authorities. They say everything is under control and nothing odd is occurring," says an evacuee from near Sudza, the biggest Ukrainian-occupied town. "But my Ukrainian relatives call me to say Ukrainian flags are flying over Sudza." Putin's sense of authority has suffered the most since the Wagner mutiny last year. State TV has shown Russian regular troops entering Kursk and Putin and his senior security officials leading an anti-terror operation. Putin has assigned his old KGB buddy Alexander Bortnikov, now head of the Federal Security Service, FSB, to lead the operation, with his former bodyguard and rumored successor Alexei Dyumin in charge on the ground. Not the military, but the FSB is pushing back against the Ukrainians. Monday, Volodymyr Zelensky, whose administration maintained exceptional operational security and silence during the Kursk incursion's first week, said Kyiv wants to discredit Putin. Zelensky remarked in his nightly TV speech, "Kursk is Putin's conclusion." Are the Kursk and Belgorod raids likely to topple Putin? Could they strengthen it? Russian political talk shows have depicted it as a deceitful NATO assault during the Olympics, with Russia as the underdog. Last weekend, fiery TV propagandist Vladimir Solovyov informed viewers, "We can be completely sure of one thing, that this operation was not the invention of Zelensky but of his Western curators. All this peace rhetoric is ludicrous. German tanks, American fighting vehicles, and mercenaries from all those countries are attacking us on our own soil. NATO assaulted us. Our military philosophy requires a serious response." Solovyov and his guests discussed nuking Ukrainian and Western capitals in a familiar manner. However, propagandists like Solovyov have convinced a large portion of the Russian populace that the Kursk attack was a major escalation by NATO and demanded greater bloodshed and a fresh attempt to overthrow Zelensky's leadership. Putin postponed peace negotiations after the Kursk raid. He asked, "What type of conversations can we have with those who indiscriminately strike civilians and civilian infrastructure?" extending his irony-free tone. The assault appears to have transformed the Kremlin's political calculus, as Solovyov threats nuclear war and Putin denounces Western aggression. Kursk is the largest loss for the Ukrainians since Kherson in September 2022 and the biggest blow to Putin's image of authority since the Wagner mutiny last summer. Putin read from notes and seemed lost in thought during recent TV appearances, according to Kremlin watchers. Russian forces will expel the Ukrainians from Kursk and Belgorod due to their superior numbers and firepower. But what if they strike again? Ukraine's 435-mile border with Russia has no natural barriers to a breakthrough. Putin may claim that the invasion is an unacceptable escalation that has harmed peace. It's a strong justification for him to conclude this battle fast before the next military disgrace tarnishes his reputation as a defender of his country. Unlock unrestricted access. For £3, get 3 months of unlimited access. 3-month £3 subscription. Register 2 items weekly. Already subscribed? Log in.